Can you believe that it's that time of year already? At least here in the US, this is when everybody starts going back to school. Everyone starts kind of getting back into a more consistent work routine or whatever it is. So I really wanted to sit down and do a perfect back to school makeup look using affordable makeup, and I've got it all ready right here. I just wanted to do something that's going to be perfect for every day. And even if you're not in school, this could be a back to work. Maybe you're a school teacher. I feel like this routine would honestly work for anyone in any situation, whether you're working from home, whether you're going to work, going to school, whatever it is you're up to. I feel like this routine is just a good, solid, basic, everyday routine that's going to be really reliable for every day, which is what, we all need, especially if you get up early in the morning. It's good to have a go-to routine just so that you don't stress out about what you should do with your makeup. Because when you wake up early, sometimes that's the last thing you want to think about is doing too many steps. You know what I'm saying? By the way, this is my Allie Glines Everyday Small Bag in pink. I love this. I'm a little biased, of course, and it's just great to kind of house an everyday look. Also, I'm so excited, you guys. I'm gonna tell you, I wasn't gonna, but I'm gonna. So we are actually working on a new color for the bag brand, which I'm so excited about. Oh my gosh. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, I should tell you what I'm using, obviously. I'm gonna use some old staples, but also mix in some new faves. So the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter is what I'm gonna start with. I'm just gonna focus this on the outer portions of the face. I don't want too much glow in the center because my skin naturally gets glowy in the center, so I don't need to add to that for an everyday look. Anyway, super excited about the new color. I will, of course, keep you posted when we get more of a clear idea on like the launch day and things like that. It'll probably be in the next couple of months. So I know that's still like a wait, but I wanted to tell you because I'm just so excited. Okay, so we've got that just to add a little bit of a freshness and a glow. For me, for every day, a tinted moisturizer is great, and this is my favorite affordable one. It's the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer, and I wear the shade 4N. This is definitely not a new product to me. This is one of my old faves, but when it comes to an everyday routine, I'm not about to try a bunch of brand new stuff to try to wear all day. I just need something that I know is gonna be fuss-free, super easy to apply, and something that wears well. So I did like half a pump. I didn't want to put too much makeup on because for me, when it comes to an all-day situation, especially when it's more casual, like going to school, less is always more. And honestly, I feel like when you wear less, it actually wears well and wears off better if it does come off in any way. It's not like super obvious. So I'm just buffing that into the skin to just lightly even out the skin tone. I'm just taking my sponge to press that in. So next up, I'm gonna take my favorite drugstore concealer, which is this right here, the NYX Bear With Me Concealer Serum. You guys have heard me talk about this so much, but for good reason. It's just my go-to concealer in general. High-end and drugstore included. This is what I love the most right now. So I'm just gonna focus this underneath the eyes because for me, that's where I feel like I want the most brightness. My skin's been looking pretty good, so I'm not really gonna stress out about concealing the blemishes. I'll take what's left and kind of just dot it around the areas that I feel like could use a little more coverage, but I'm not really super concerned about having a flawless, super full coverage base for a situation like this. All right, for powder, I'm gonna use one of my go-tos. It's just so beautiful and very luxurious feeling, especially for more of an affordable drugstore product. This is the No. 7 Translucent Perfect Light Loose Powder. I've been using this for so long because it's just so good and it really never fails me. And I'm gonna use that to set the under eye area, the eyelids. I even like to set the brows. And then I'm taking a fluffier brush and just lightly setting the outsides of the face. For me, even though we didn't use a ton of like tinted moisturizer and concealer, I still like to set the entire face for that longevity. It always helps it last that much longer, which to me is worth it, for a super long work or school day. All right, I'm gonna go in with one of my new favorite bronzers. This is actually from ColourPop. It's one of their Super Shock bronzers, and this is in the shade Get Sandy. I love this. And I find that it blends beautifully on top of my powders or creams. So whether you set your face or not, this works. And I just think this shade is really foolproof for myself, especially early in the morning if like I'm getting ready in bathroom lighting or something like that. It's nice to have something a little more foolproof, a little less fussy, something that kind of blends itself out so that you can use a little bit more of a heavy hand even on accident and it's not gonna look bad or overdone. I'm gonna take a little bit of that same bronzer and just use the same brush and just kind of sculpt the eyelid with this. Oftentimes I skip eyeshadow when it comes to an everyday casual look. It's just a step that I don't feel like I personally need, you know, to feel complete with my makeup look, so I usually skip it just to save time. Anything we can do to save time, you know? All right, I'm gonna fill in my brows now. I'm gonna use my favorite drugstore brow pencil, which is still the Milani Precision Brow Pencil. So I'm just gonna brush this up first and then fill them in. I always do my brows after bronzer with a look like this because, as you saw, I use my bronzer brush kind of in the brow area, so this just kind of ensures I don't mess up or have to redo my brows. Okay, brows are on. This is where you could add an eyeliner. I know a lot of people feel like they need an eyeliner for every day. I feel like I don't, so I skip it. So I'm just gonna go into my favorite drugstore mascara, which is the Maybelline Lash Sensational. I need to buy a new one of these. I go through this so quickly because it's truly one of my all-time favorite mascaras. It's so foolproof for me. It doesn't smudge or flake throughout the day. I feel like it's easy to apply. You guys know I love this. I wish more than anything that like when I was in high school or even middle school, whenever I started wearing makeup, that I had YouTube to look to for like tutorials, because I did not. And my entire school did not. And there was a lot of makeup mishaps that would happen on myself and that I would see on other people with the mismatching foundation, and just, we were all a work in progress. But I feel like now I see girls that are like 14 years old and their makeup looks incredible, or just like even their outfits. I don't know. Social media has really been able to teach people so much, you know? Sometimes I wish that I would have had something like that to help me avoid some of my makeup mistakes. Anyway, I love blush, you guys know, so blush is something that I never skip, even though I skip things like eyeliner. So I wanted to show you two because really both are great. So my favorite matte option that's affordable is the Flower Beauty Sweet Pea one. It's just so good. It's been a staple in my collection for years. And then I also really love the Milani Baked blushes if you want a little luminosity. If you have texture on the skin, I would stick to a matte blush. But if you're into that more glowy blush look that I know is very trendy right now, then one of these would be really useful. Maybe I'll layer them so you can kind of see what they're capable of. I'll start with the matte one, the Flower Beauty Sweet Pea shade. This is like a really beautiful cool toned blush, but it's still everyday. She makes a lot of pretty shades in this formula, so if this kind of a color isn't your speed, there are other ones that are really beautiful. This is a matte one. She does also have some that have shimmer in it, which is nice. So here's that one. I just think that it adds a little bit of a freshness. It's not too overdone, but it helps my face and my complexion look a little more awake. So that's the first option. You honestly could, if you had time or energy, you could layer the two. This one is in the shade Dolce Pink. Luminoso is also a really popular shade, but Dolce Pink is kind of fun for a little extra hint of glow and shimmer. So I'm just gonna pop that on the apples of the cheeks and a little bit higher, almost as like a blush highlighter. So you can kind of see what that looks like as well. That'll just kind of add a little bit of an extra glow to the skin if you're into that. And I also feel like having more of a luminous blush kind of cuts down on the steps if you want a glow, like a highlighter type of a glow, but you don't want to wear an actual highlight or add another step. Using a glowy blush is kind of like a nice 2-in-1 situation. I think that looks so pretty. Okay. I'm just gonna blend in the edges a little bit right here with my powder brush. I always wear a lip liner. This is something that I probably wouldn't have done in high school, honestly, so you can skip this if it feels too extra to you. But I love wearing a lip liner. And you can just kind of trace the edges and then use your fingertip to kind of blur things out. Choose a color that's like identical to your lip shade. This one is the NYX lip pencil in the shade Natural. I feel like it is really that. It's just a natural color for me, so I never feel like it's too much or over the top. And then a newer product that I'm really into is the Milani Fruit Fetish lip oils. I feel like a lip oil that's kind of more of a bright color, and this actually kind of stains the lips a little bit, which I feel like is nice. It's a really comfortable formula. It's not a gloopy gloss. It's like almost a lip balm feel, but I love that it just stains my lips a little bit. If you feel like lip color is too much for every day or for school, you can skip this or use like a clear gloss or a lip balm and you would still be good to go. For me, with my makeup taste now, I feel like blush and a little color on the lips just helps me feel and look a little more alive and awake, you know? So now we're gonna just assess the situation. I'm just gonna add a little more bronzer to the forehead with what's left on the brush. This is where I always like to check for mascara marks on the eyelid as well and try to brush those off. And then this is optional as well, but if you want to kind of melt things into the skin, a setting spray is always good. You could use a more long-lasting setting spray like the Milani Make It Last setting spray. This is just my current favorite one. This is more of a hydrating one, so use whatever is your go-to, whatever works best for you. But I wanted to use this one again for just like adding a little bit more of a fresh glow. So I'm just gonna spray this, focusing on the sides of the face. Once that's like halfway dried down, I like to take my sponge, as you guys know, and just press it into the face. If I have time, I like to add a little mattifying powder. The Rimmel Stay Matte is my go-to still. No surprises there. Just through the T-zone. And then of course, I can't live without a brow gel, and my favorite drugstore brow gel is also from Milani. This is the clear brow gel. So I'm just gonna use this to set my brows in place. This holds it all day, and I love that it's from the drugstore. Because for a while there, it was hard for me to find a good drugstore brow gel, and this is by far the best one that I've found. I feel like this outfit is also very appropriate for what I would wear to school. I was never the girl that would like dress up for school. I literally was in sweatshirts and jeans with my hair up. I didn't even wear earrings. I probably didn't even paint my nails. So I feel like I'm more put together or more glam now. But even then, like, this is still very much a school vibe for me with the sweatshirt and everything. Just a little bit elevated with a glowy blush because I didn't wear blush in high school, I don't think. So yeah, that completes this look. I know it was super easy, but that was the point. I really wanted it to be something that was very achievable with affordable products that you just don't have to think about, you know? This is more of a full everyday routine with the concealer, foundation, powder, all of that. That's how I like to do my makeup. If you're somebody who just like dots on concealer and goes out the door, stick to that, do whatever works for you. But this is in my mind like the perfect back to school or work makeup look for every day. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Are you going back to school? Are you going back to work? And if so, what are your go-to products? Because I feel like our routines are different, you know, for situations like school and work versus going out on a weekend. Your makeup routine is usually going to be a little bit different depending on how much time you have to get ready or what your outfit's gonna be. So I would love to hear if you have some go-to staples that are perfect for every day just to make you feel a little more polished and put together without taking too much time. I would love to hear from you guys. So let me know what those products are for you in the comments down below. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie, and I would love for you to join the family. You can do so by hitting the subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber, you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Click on the bell after you subscribe, and you'll get a notification every single time I post. That's it for me today. I hope you all have an amazing day wherever you are. Good luck if you're going back to school or back to work or whatever it is you're up to right now. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.